YouTube, Brandon from Zoid Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of ZI Weekly News. This channel's weekly news segment where we cover sci-fi, gaming, science, channel updates, and more. Well, that's pretty much the intro. Let's get into the video. Is Fantastic Beasts worthy successor to Harry Potter? Or at least that's what the article here is asking. Let's get into it. Okay, so I wasn't all that impressed with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I probably was in the minority because I was not squealing with excitement that J.K. Rowling had consented to continue her world of wizarding with a new original story and a new film where she even wrote the screenplay. And while the movie has some pleasures, it just doesn't live up to the hype. Really, dude? Really? But it is ambitious. There is a lot going on here, more than meets the eye, and with four more films in the works, I still am interested to see where all of this is heading. And I am not necessarily talking about a third attraction at Universal Orlando Resort. Yeah, I don't think that would go over too well with fans. I mean, I know they're either working on or have finished a version of that attraction, the Harry Potter attraction, at Universal Orlando here in California, but I still wouldn't be able to get it down there and get in with enough money to do anything at the attraction, at least by myself. While there are all sorts of creatures about, the main story here has new wizard Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, a Brit on his first visit to the States in 1926. Sounds pretty close to our jumping into World War II there. Newt has that magical bag of his in tow, a gateway to the fantastic beast he is protecting. The title of the book actually does not reflect back to Harry Potter and Friends. It was a textbook that was required reading at Hogwarts. And Rowling wrote a version of that for us regular, everyday people. Or fans here in the real world who wish the Harry Potter world was real. Guilty. These are political times. The Great Depression is looming, as I said, very close to our jumping into World War II there. Or even if it is still the roaring 20s and Hitler, Mussolini, and World War II itself is barely a decade in the future, as I said, and close to, the start of World War II and everybody jumping in on that. But I would not be surprised at all if Rowling, who has already made comparisons to Donald Trump and modern fascism, plays this out subtly or not so subtly in the future films. Wizards have already gone underground in New York City because they live in fear of the nomads called Muggles back in Britain. I'm eh, on the whole no match thing, because while it is direct and says what they are, er, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Muggle. Well, but anyway, back to the article. There are light moments throughout. The creatures Newt collects are mostly the playful sort, but in its own way, Fantastic Beasts is more adult than any of the Harry Potter stories. Probably because its uh, audience also is that much older as well. I will keep the few secrets in Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, like who really is that bad wizard played by Colin Farrell. I already know, but I've seen enough spoilers throughout YouTube that I'm not gonna leave any here on my channel for the movie. So on with the article for when you see the film. But no matter what, this will be going in an entirely different direction, especially since Rowling already has Potter going off in a direction of its own with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Rowling has already said that the 5-film series will take place over a, a course of 19 years. Doing the math, that puts the series end in 1945. Same year World War II ended. Cool. That cannot be ignored for sure, and it is intriguing. Most definitely. I may just find myself mixed up in this new world of wizards after all. Note, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them crossed the $500 million box office mark last week with more than $161 million on the domestic side. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. It will probably be the 7th or 8th biggest film of the year, depending on what happens with the big Christmas releases in the coming weeks. And that ends the article. Well, so on to the next one. Now I know we covered a article about this in the last episode of this, but it was either this or a repeat of something dealing with Jurassic World 2. So who Pink Power Ranger Amy Jo Johnson wanted to play in the reboot. Even though Power Rangers have gone through multiple iterations on television for over 2 decades. Funny, said something like that in an RP community I was on earlier today. Nothing beats the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers gang. Those teenagers with attitude were pop culture mainstays in the early 1990s. And now they're being reimagined for the Power Rangers reboot movie next year. One of the original actors on the TV series was Amy Jo Johnson, aka Kimberly the Pink Ranger. And at one point, Johnson was keen on appearing in the upcoming movie as Rita Repulsa? As she put it. She wanted to play the bad guy? Well, girl. Dang. In case you can't tell, I grew up watching Power Rangers. So this was like, whoa. Oh, look, they got a quote from the actress here. I really wanted to be Rita, but Elizabeth Banks got that part. I think I would have made a fantastic Rita or some crazy villain. Makes sense. She was there on the original set when they were filming all of, that. So, she might have. Amy Jo Johnson revealed this wish during an interview with THR. But unfortunately for her, it didn't come to pass. Pitch Perfect's Elizabeth Banks scored the villainous role instead. And as you can see in the image below, this iteration of the Space Witch will look radically different compared to her TV counterpart. I'm holding out judgment on that until I see the picture. Because I wasn't too impressed, as you heard, with the look of the Zords for the new film. Let's just get going. Johnson also mentioned that she won't even appear in Power Rangers, but assuming this kicks off a cinematic franchise, she's up to play someone in a sequel. In fact, other than Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. Let's see. If I remember correctly, originally in Power Rangers, or at least the series they're rebooting, the Green Ranger started off as a bad guy. Spoilers, even though that's been around for 2 decades and really nobody should be spoiled by it. But yeah, his character's name was Tommy Oliver, and he went on to do a later season of Power Rangers. Heck, he even had a brief appearance in one of the more recent seasons. As his character. The season he went on to do after Mighty Morphin and Turbo and all of the original 90s Rangers shows was Dino Thunder in the early 2000s, where he played a more adult version of his character, who was a science teacher at a high school, and ended up getting sucked back into being a Power Ranger. claiming that he might cameo. None of the original Mighty Morphin actors are expected to appear in the reboot. I have to say, costume-wise, for the actors and actresses for this, they're doing remarkable. I'm just hoping that in the time they have left to get the movie out, which is still months away, so they improve on the effects for the Zords. Because, yeah. As one of the 5 original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Amy Jo Johnson played Kimberly in 138 episodes of the show. She departed the show in 1995. That's the year my younger brother was born. And actress Catherine Sutherland was brought in to play Kat, the new Pink Ranger. Johnson reprised Kimberly one more time in 1997's Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. You've seen that. It launched the Power Rangers Turbo season. But she hasn't made any appearances in the franchise since, although she continues to appear at fan conventions. Terra Nova's Naomi Scott is succeeding her as Power Rangers Kimberly. It would have been interesting to at least see the audition footage of Amy Jo Johnson channeling a crazy villain. I definitely admit I would have loved to have seen that. It makes sense that Elizabeth Banks was cast as Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers because the 5 actors playing eponymous heroes are relative unknown. The movie needs Hollywood names as support and to attract people who aren't die-hard Power Rangers fans. Along with Banks, Bryan Cranston will portray Rangers mentor Zordon, and Bill Hader is voicing the robotic and now even more bizarre looking assistant Alpha 5. If you can believe it, that was a notification from YouTube that one of the people I follow or am subscribed to, there it is on your end, has just uploaded a video. Who knows, maybe they found someone notable to play Goldar. I roughly remember him. He was one of Rita's key assistants in the original show. It would be cool if Johnson was able to cameo in one of the sequels. Hopefully it wouldn't be something as blatant and obvious as what Ghostbusters did earlier this year. I haven't seen Ghostbusters. You guys are probably going to leave comments on it in the description. Not description, you know what I mean, the comment section down there. Power Rangers morphs into action on March 24th, 2017. on to the next article. I'm sorry. It's a good thing I'm only doing 3 articles this week. Judging by the little time stamp up there. Yes, this next article is Star Wars. Are Rey's parents actually revealed in Star Wars The Force Awakens after all? Apparently we've all been slow to work things out according to Star Daisy Ridley. Well, let's get on into the article. Come on. Okay. Who are Rey's parents? It's the question that has spawned 1,000 fan theories and kept Star Wars fans up at night. Not entirely. I mean, I've seen some videos on those fan theories, so. But Daisy Ridley seems to be surprised that we haven't all worked it out yet. Ridley has already promised that in episode 8, due next year. Whoa! We will learn a lot more about Scavenger and Resistance Fire Rey and how she came to be living solo on the planet of Jakku. Why does everyone go back to Jakku? Those who've seen the movie get that line. But asked if it would feel good to finally reveal Rey's secrets, the actress told Time Out, I thought it was answered in The Force Awakens. Then, after the screening, I went for a drink with my agent, visited everyone, and we were chatting away, and I realized that, oh, in their minds, it's not answered at all. Huh? What did we miss? But really doesn't mind her fans' curiosity. I think curiosity is a wonderful thing, she said. And I do find it quite funny that people keep asking about it. Just yesterday, a guy asked to take a picture with me and went, is Luke your dad? And I was like, shut up, you'll see. That's one of those fan theories. And there's evidence that can support it. Yeah, I'm sure there's evidence that supports the others too, but let's continue. However, finding out more about Rey's backstory will not tie up all those loose ends. We'll have to wait for episode 9 for that. With answers come more questions, Ridley teased, and there's definitely going to be enough to keep people going for another 2 years. And that's the end of the article. Well, next is coming a channel update. So, on with that. Well, now that we're done with articles, on with the channel update. As some of you saw earlier this week, when I started that new segment of Super Sub shoutouts on day with the submarine as the picture. That was meant to be kind of a joke. Okay. But as some of you saw, once I've got the stuff set up, I will be doing a playthrough of this on the channel. This is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Dang it. I don't even remember the name. entire name myself. Hold on, where is it? The Sith Lords. And I've read a lot about the plotline and content of this game online through Wikipedia, a Star Wars wiki, for those of you who don't know. And I briefly played the Xbox version of this at my aunt and uncle's house down in Southern California. And it's definitely an old game. I can tell by the graphics here on the back. Not to mention it's quite clearly old. Well, been around a long time. I found this at a flea market, which, for those of you who don't know, is like a place where people take all their still working old stuff, some new stuff too, that they no longer want, and then they either sell it to the 10 vendors there, or who then turn around and sell it to whoever wants it, or have a vendor sell the items for them. Anyways, I bought this earlier this week, and once I've got everything set up with my computer, whose monitor is behind you guys as always, then I will be doing a playthrough of this for the channel. So keep an eye out for that. The Super Sub Shoutout Sundays will be continuing. And rules are you have to be subscribed to me, where I can see you've subscribed to me, either commenting, hey, I'm subscribed to you, and then I can see your channel name, or having it where I can see that you're subscribed to my list of people who are subscribed to me. And then, not exactly required, but would be nice, liking and commenting on, every video I do. Because according to my sources, who are much bigger channels here on YouTube, YouTube's system for videos getting popular and stuff is switching from view-based to activity-based. So, that concludes this week's episode of ZI News. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the battlefield.